Like I'm not recording yet. There you go.
Hello, welcome back. We're on our way down to the ridge, and this weekend our plan is to start hooking up the solar system and to finish cutting the trail to Gobbler's Knob. It is our anniversary weekend, so we are going to have a steak dinner up at Gobbler's Knob tonight on the fire and watch the stars. And we're loaded down. We got 3 bags of corn.
Yeah, the deer should be happy.
We've been seeing the feeders are empty on our trail cameras, and we had turkey at one of the feeders that we haven't seen turkey at yet. But they were there early this morning.
Yep. So I haven't drank pop in. Hunter and I both stopped drinking pop at the same time. He's picked it up since, and I've not. So I haven't drank pop in like, I don't know, 6 years, maybe something like that. But what I will drink, and one of the favorite things about being down south, it sounds like a commercial, but is Ale 8. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had those or not, if you're from Indiana anyway, maybe not, but they're really, really good if you get a chance to get down south and pick one up.
What's it taste like?
I don't know. I think it's like a ginger ale cream soda kind of mix, isn't it?
I didn't think it tastes like cream soda. I thought it tastes like a ginger ale Sprite kind of.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's a clear pop or soda if you're fancy like that, but soda pop. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, kind of the plan this weekend is to, and we're short on time, which is kind of always about it for us. We seem to, on the weekends, we end up with about 2 half days, which is, I'm not complaining, it's amazing. That's about what we get. So anyways, it's a little after 5 o'clock on Friday. And I'm going to get started on this. I'm hoping to get this done for tonight so we can have plenty of power and not have to worry about it. Obviously, we're not going to have any solar recharging taking place tonight, but the goal is to just get rid of this battery in this battery box here. I've already disconnected the positive and negative cables. And then what I want to do is, I'll show you, go up through that fabric below, and then the charge controller and
Where's the lighter?
the lighter, I don't know. I think it's in that drawer, isn't it? I know you can't see very well, but the charge controller and the batteries are going to go in here. They're all AGM sealed batteries, so they don't need to be vented. So no worries about having them inside the basement here. So that's the plan. Well, that's cool. Neat.
Turtle shell.
Yeah, very cool. That's been there for a bit, hasn't it? Huh. So what you doing over here?
I'm gonna build a fire.
Nice.
I'm not finding a whole lot of dry wood though.
Oh, really? I don't know where you would find wood at.
I don't have any. We're trying to get a fire going. The wood is pretty wet. We got a lot of rain the last couple days. So I'm having a little keeping it lit. But I went and found some dry cedar needles.
Is just getting set up and getting under here to work. It's muddy, so that's muddy. Hey, Punky. Can you do me a favor? If you look in that basement, can you see this wire moving?
Where would it be coming from?
Probably back there by the water heater. You do? Okay. Well, that's good news. Well, that's good news. Okay. So, some would probably say, don't run this in the same spot you're running your propane line. I think it's going to be fine. I'm really glad I'm not having to drill extra holes in the camper, if this will fit. Okay, so if this works, I'm going to call this a win for sure. To make that happen that easy, all I have to do is just refill it with the spray foam. But I'm using an existing hole. I was worried I was going to have to cut this fabric, which is something I don't want to do because I don't want to encourage mice or anything up in here. But if I ran it up this propane line, which that don't really bother me to do that, I'm sure somebody will say that's no bueno. But anyways, man, that's a win there. So now I should have the positive negative battery cable inside the basement, which is great, and then I can hook them up to the charge controller now and then to the batteries. The only thing I haven't thought of is I'm gonna have to have the solar panel cabling come inside here also. And I don't think it's going to fit. It may. I don't know that it's going to fit up that same tube. Look like a 1-inch piece of PVC is what they've used to kind of protect it from the edges of the cut. But I don't know if I can get those solar panel. I don't know exactly what they look like. I don't know if they're just like a bare wire or if they have like a fitting on the end. Anyways, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to fit up through there for the solar panels. The idea is to put the solar panels out there somewhere. I think it's only like a 20-foot cable, and that would be at the furthest oh, you dirty dog, the furthest panel, and there are 4 of them, so I don't know. Well, this isn't good. How you doing there, Punk? You do? Okay, so it is not pretty yet. I'm gonna have to actually redo some stuff next week, but I didn't have enough like native positive and negative wire coming from the trailer, so I'm gonna have to just replace that to get myself some longer cable. So, but for now, I think we're gonna have juice tonight anyway, and that's exciting. And then Carrie over here is grilling some steak, which is pretty amazing. She's been working her little butt off trying to get a fire going. I think she's just been playing. Ooh, dang, God, that looks good. Now that looks really, really good. Yeah, it's pretty low, or a little.
Yeah.
And kind of funny, we've got deer right up there right now. We see them on the trail camera. I don't think we mentioned this earlier, but it was hilarious that we refilled the feeders, and within about
My hair's ratchet.
but we refilled the feeders, and within like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, we had the cameras going off that deer were at the feeders.
All of them.
Yeah. So it's like, I know for a fact that they were there because they heard the feeder, the bag of corn, or heard us come by and knew that we were there to feed them, and because they've not been at the trail cameras.
For a couple days.
Yeah, because they've been out. But as soon as we refill them, and you know, the sound of that bag of corn, it's funny how within 10 minutes they're at all the feeders.
That one up there on Pine Ridge, it was within just minutes.
So funny.
Excuse me.
One of the first projects is actually a big project, but I want to get the solar system finalized or all put together today, and just to a point where I can call it done. I'll show you everything we got on the table and everything we got going on here in the basement of the camper. Last week, I at least got it to a point where we could have power last weekend, but all the components are a Bluetooth module that goes to this charge controller, 2 AGM 100 amp hour batteries that'll be mounted parallel together, actually 3 in total batteries. This is mounting brackets for the solar panels. We got 4 100 watts, so a total of 400 watt solar panels, 2000 watt inverter, all kinds of cables and fuses, on off switch for the inverter, those go to the solar panels, fuse block, battery monitor by Riggins so that we can monitor the battery power. All right, first up is replacing the positive and negative cable that goes from the tongue of the trailer, well, what normally would go from the tongue of the trailer to the battery, but now I'm replacing it with a thicker cable. I've got to redo the connectors on the ends, and I basically just need a longer cable to make it to where I wanted to mount the controller, so that's what I'm up to now. The worst part about the whole thing is the ground that we're on, I mean, one is muddy, so I'm laying on this tiny little cardboard box trying to stay out of the mud. But the other problem is there's about 3 feet on the other side of the camp, on the back end of the camper, to work underneath it. This just so happens to be on the uphill side, so I've got about, I don't know, 14 inches or so to work right here. About like working under a car, I guess. So anyways, we're gonna make it happen, I think. This is probably the worst part of the whole job, is just getting this done, and I think after that it might be not smooth sailing, but a little better. And of course, like everything else, man, everything's so tight, like just no room to work. Even in this little compartment here. Okay, where'd you go? And then this propane hose is like right in the way too. Yeah, I'm complaining a little bit, I ain't lying. I got the negative one replaced. I had to feed it up through there. Get this tightened down, and then feed the solar panel cables through this same hole. Like I said before, the hole I'm using is where the propane hose goes up through the bottom of the camper into the water heater compartment. I was afraid you're gonna snap off the stud or something, you know. Okay, run this up through there. And I'll cut it to length once I get everything I need in there. Okay, for all you buddies out there, I just want you to know, you can see that this inverter has not been mounted, but I'm intentionally putting it with the writing upside down. It's going to bug the crap out of me, but I want to be able to get to this end easier than I care to be to the end that is the non-business end. I mean, I'm not doing anything there, so I'm going to intentionally mount it upside down. Okay, now I'm going to wire the batteries in parallel. They're all equally charged at 100%. Basically what that means is I can take however many batteries, I guess up to whatever the limit is, but in this case I'm taking 3 100 amp batteries, connecting the negative to the negative, the positive to the positive on each of the 3, and then what that'll do is give me basically 300 amp hours instead of 100 amp hours, but still at 12 volts. If you wired them in series, then you would go positive to negative, and you would turn it into, say, 48 volts or 24 volts, but you would still just have 100 amp hours, and I'm interested in getting more capacity with the batteries, so that's what I'm doing here. I am still going to have to undo these because I have to put the battery monitor, the power level monitor on here still. But I'm just going to get them barely snug for now. The whole project so far hasn't been too bad. It's just kind of, if I'm whining a little bit, it's not what I want to do when I'm here today. It's like really sunny out. Carrie's out enjoying the sunshine, and you know, since we've been here, we've been able to just kind of go out and work together and stuff. And this is kind of an all-day project, halfway stuck inside the camper and halfway not, but it's okay. It's okay. It's going to be nice to have enough power to not have to worry about it necessarily. Still have to worry, be cautious, I guess, but we won't have to worry about it as if we only had one battery, for example. The solar system is wrapped up. The only thing I have left to do that I may not include in the video is mount this to the wall and a remote on-off switch for the inverter to the wall. I think we're going to be pretty happy with it, but I'll show you the install down here. Okay, so like I said, there are 3 batteries wired in parallel. That there is a fuse. That's the inverter, and that's the charge controller. And that up there, if you can see, is a Bluetooth. The upside down inverter drives me nuts, but it just makes the most sense to have it that way. Now I'm going to get this all back together so I can enjoy the rest of the day and get everything cleaned up.